all around the world. Everybody doing it on their own here and doing it on their own there. But it's white power is coming at them. And they deep. And you got one person there that is the savior. One person there is talking about, I can do it here all by myself. But the white man ain't coming at them like that. He coming at them as 10 white supremacists. 15, 30 white supremacists that all have humbled their egos to the greater picture of white rulership, and they're working cooperatively to take down us like a lioness take down a buffalo. Am I correct?
That's correct.
And here it is, we standing on all the island as ourselves, as that buffalo soldier, and that yellow white lion is coming and taking us down, right? We need to come together and amass strength. And not only come together, we need to come together and stay together with strength. And when we expand, let it because our strength pours over. Let us sit 3 cups around this one. And when this one fill up, let it pour into 3 other cups. Don't just start pouring out of this cup where you really ain't got none here. That's what we're doing is happening now. So now even the resources that is in this one is being weakened and being taken down. So even the one is diluted. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Add to the one till it pours into another. And if you keep adding to one, what could it not do but pour to another? That's the universal law. If I keep pouring in this cup, eventually I'm going to need another cup. And another temple. And another temple. And another temple because it's so potent. And so full that it overflows. So the way of black supremacy will overflow with those who come into it. But let them come fully into it. Let them not use that I'm doing my own thing as an excuse not to come fully into it. Because I hear that a lot. I'm doing my own thing. But you ain't even came fully into it. Immerse yourself. Submerge yourself into this. Where you feel the totality of what it is. And then carry it with you. As you, through you, and in you. So we invite people to come up here. Whatever that struggle is, and I don't have to legislate it. Because whatever your struggle is, wherever you're at. By starting black supremacy, even if you say I'm going to do it myself, forget what the hell Noble is talking about. Them very struggles will run you to us. As you start working into black supremacy and start realizing you're the only person in your neighborhood, you're the only person standing on that, ain't nobody got your back. Because if it's hard for us to do this right here. And to maintain and get resources to keep this thing going. You mean to tell me you're going to do it somewhere where ain't nobody supporting you? We had to call people all around the world. From all around the United States to do this. And some people came here from Canada and South Africa. We had to call them from around the world to come here to do it. You mean to tell me in your neighborhood by yourself, going at it with your family, resistance back and forth with your family, and they telling you they're going to call DCFS every day because you don't send your child to the white man's school or won't get him a bologna sandwich. You mean tell me you're going to fight it out there by yourself? And we got people from all around the United States and we putting all our energy just to bring this message to you? You must know something we don't. And I'm willing to learn.
Me too.
Otherwise, I bet you on your way. One brother, I told him, I said, brother, get out while you can. Get out while the hell. Before I know it, he was calling me on the run. It's too late. He said, they done took my children. I'm on the run. I got to go. Brother went here in the church. I said, brother, what you hiding in the church for, brother? But it was too late. But he had a chance to get out of it before it got to that point. Because we couldn't gauge and measure resistance. To move forward, that's a part of being a mathematician. Gauge the resistance and the pressure. If you don't, the valve will explode on you. Am I correct?
That's correct.
So being a supreme scientist, when you see the resistance, you retreat to build strength and fortitude among like minds. Among gods, and build up strength and fortification, and then go back refortified. Every army must know a day to fight and a day to defeat, or a day to retreat, a day to build, and a day to warfare. That's just the way it goes. Don't be so arrogant and egotistical that you lose the war because you can't give a battle. And I see that. Some of these fights that people are doing in these different countries and different states, they are battles. Let them have that battle. But if we fortify strength, the war will definitely be ours. That's a reality. So people you don't have to take my word for it or take my message. Keep trying to be black supremacy in an all-white neighborhood. with 3 black people there that don't want to hear what the hell you're talking about. Keep trying to do white supremacy, surrounded by black devils, in a completely Christianized society, on a Bible Belt, wherever you at, keep and see what happened. You're fighting a battle that amongst your own, the victory is already won. If we come together and bring the energy together. But that's to each individual, because out of being and evolving into a supreme being, you will have a supreme realization of what to do. If the supreme realization has not occurred to you, then you have not evolved to that point. That's a reality. With evolving as a supreme being, you will get the supreme realization of the supremacist act. That's why I say just keep your meditation on black supremacy, and you evolve at the supremacist act. And you ain't got to take my word for it. Your evolutionary path itself will lead you to the most intelligent decisions that you need to make. So it's not all, how can I say it? It's not all intellectual. Evolution. It's like puberty is not an intellectual process. It happens. When you evolve in black supremacy, it's like puberty. It just happens. You awaken to the better ideas and the right ways to do things by where you are in the path. You follow what I'm saying? So that's why our goal is to accelerate the path, put this information out, and challenge people to accelerate their paths, because I think at best we can do is speed up people's paths. But where they at on the path is going to really determine what it is that they actually do. So I challenge people all around the states, and let the power here pour over, so that you don't take on the battle that you have to lose. But whether you win or lose the battle where you at, any battle fought in the sincerity of black supremacy is a win too. Even though you had to lose due to your lack of knowledge, it's still a win because the battle was fought, was gauged. Still, the wise thing to do, but hey, let's fight them where we can win them. But any fight is better than laying down. Right? Any battle was did better than laying the hell down. 100%. We just want you to fight with strategy and wisdom. But you got to decide that. But that damn it, fight by all means necessary. But the fight, if you're fighting for victory, it will make you take a victorious position. Well, I'm losing down here, and I'm going to go up in the mountains and fight. You ain't going to lose in the mountains. So your desire to win the battle made you pick a better place to win the fight. That means we're not fighting just to be fighting. Some people, where they at, fighting to be fighting, they're struggling to be struggling. I'm still in the struggle. We're fighting to win. Because to be black supreme beings, it's embarrassing to do anything other than win. Absolutely. If we lose, it's disgusting. It's unbearable. So we have to make the divine, righteous decisions. We got to, because it's a divine example of the unconquerable and undefeatable spirit of the black man and the black woman. Any other questions or things? I'd like to open it up.
Black supremacy.
I don't rush people, because I know if it comes, I'll be in a moment. I'll be in a moment. And it is one other thing that I want to touch on, though, and I think I touched on it before, and I want to make sure I approach this subject with the most highest sensitivity to the matter. Because I'm going into the exact thought that I had when it arrives, is being a black supreme being and being able to stand on principle. In that, it really has no gender. What I mean to say this is that the black man and the woman is God. Although physically we have roles and functions based on how we have embodied ourselves in this particular life. But by no means the form that we have taken on remove the fact that we are conscious creators of our reality. That we attract to us what is on our minds. Like if we want to manifest a black God in our lives, and as women, if they want to manifest black gods in their life, and they create that as a God. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they are God in that sense. And to act out, to create in themselves the ability to respond and deal with that God, that's a God.
teach myself.
To create the type of actions and the reverence to be towards this God and the space for him in their life and to create the living altar for that God, right? You got to create that. And as a creator, that's a God.
Teaching myself.
Because you can create a lower level situation, a negative situation.
Absolutely.
Man and woman can create that.
Seeing it.
And by men honoring that women are gods, in that sense, then it takes less responsibility for us realizing what they will create. And we find those that want to create an alignment with what we manifest. Because we got some that just want to create smoking weed. They're creating that. They want to create just watching soap operas and consumerism and gossiping with their friends and all these other things. They're creating this. And not until they realize that they're gods and that they are creating this will they create something else. If they don't know that they're creating it and everything in their life is showing up based on what they're creating, then how can they do something different? All they can do is be victims. So, by realizing themselves as gods, they're creators. And not only that, where they have children, where the man is not particularly present with those children, they're creators with the children of their curriculum, of how their minds will be developed and how they will grow into being gods. The vision that you have for your children creates them. If you look at them as slaves, then that's what they will grow up into be. If you look at them right now as being gods and divine beings, that's what they will grow up into be. So you're creating the future of the vision that you create for them. They aspire to the mindset of what the parents have. That's how they measure their level of success. Most, right? To the standards, even if they don't meet it, to the standards that their parents have created for them. So, both man and woman are gods in the sense of creating. So women have to start creating the type of consciousness and the type of paradigm that's in alignment with black supremacy that they want to see manifest in the world. They're not going to do that by just waiting on a man or looking to the man that is there. They got to create. They can't look to the man that is not there. Put it that way. They got to step into goddess consciousness. And when I say God is, to me, that's saying God is.
Yeah, God is.
Exactly. And when I hear God assists, I'm seeing God as sis, as a sister. Or God Isis, God as Isis, goddesses. Or God assist in creating black supremacy.
Right.
So, when they realize that they gotta assist, then a God that can recognize their assistance will respect them as a God assist. Y'all hear what I'm saying?
Teach myself.
I'm teaching.
Don't stop teaching. Bro.
So, the whole God thing was never to disempower women. It was to empower women, to empower the real black family, the real black community, and the real black society.
Black supremacy.
So I stand on that the black woman and the black man are gods and that they are creators. And I could reverence them and revere them as creators, even if they're creating something that does not agree with me. Because if they're creating something that does not agree with me, by me revering them, I can move into what I'm creating. I can respect them as a creator. We ain't got to go back and forth and argue and go upside each other's head. I can revere them as this is what you're creating. I'm creating black supremacy. I revere what you're creating. As long as you know you're the creator, then my work is done. If you keep creating the same thing, whatever that is, that's on you. You're the creator. You create black supremacy, we can't help but to be creating together. So by us revering our women as creators, you knock out all the codependency, all the victimization, and you knock out all the domestic disputes. Because why is it my job to get you in check, to get you in order, when your steps are ordered by your own consciousness, and my steps are ordered by my own consciousness? And if I show up right in your life and in your experience, it's because your consciousness has it that way. If there's no altar for a God in your mind, and the altar is an altered consciousness. Y'all don't know what I'm saying, where I'm going with this. But if there's no altar in your mind, if I don't have a throne, not a throne, but a throne in your mind for me to sit on, then there's no place for me to be God in your experience.